Chris Watkin back again at the 2022 Fine & Country Conference, and I'm joined by Isabel Neighbour, who is a Fine & Country Associate in Chichester. Thanks for joining me today, Isabel.
Hi Chris, lovely to see you.
Thank you. Isabel, you've took a Fine & Country Associate model, which is like a self-employed model. How long had you been in an estate agency, and why did you want to set up your own agency?
So I'd been an estate agent for 18 years actually.
You must have started as a child.
I did. I started without a driving licence when I was 18 years old, and I begged for my first job, and here I am 18 years later. So
Why did you want to become an estate agent in the first place?
I used to work in a bank, sort of underwriting loans, and I love the money side of things, but it was very call centre-ish, and I wanted the people and to sort of interact with people on a day-to-day basis.
So you've been in an estate agency for 10, 15 years. When did you decide that you wanted to start your own agency?
Well, I was forced out of my previous job, and I think a lot of it was, sadly, in this industry, it's very much a male-dominated industry. I've got 2 young children, and I was then sort of restricted to part-time working hours, 9 till 2:30. Even within those hours, I was constantly the top salesperson, but they didn't recognise that and felt that they need to reduce my salaries because I was only working a certain number of hours. So I made the decision that I felt that I was worth more, and during lockdown I made the decision to walk out of that job, and I had nothing to go to.
Quite a brave thing to do.
It was, yeah, very much so. I drove home crying and in bursts of tears and thinking, what the hell am I going to do now?
So before that happened, had you kind of looked at the self-employed model before?
No, I didn't. No, I'd never come across Fine & Country at all before.
So did you look at any other self-employed models, or did you just check out Fine & Country?
I initially, actually, no, I didn't check out any other self-employed models. I thought about setting up on my own, and I came across Fine & Country whilst looking for another job in a estate agency. Had a number of interviews, and everybody wanted to offer me a job, but only to work the full-time 9 till 6 and weekends, which I just couldn't do. So this self-employed model kind of gives me the flexibility that I need to work around the children and earn a lot more money than I ever did.
And is it just the money, or is it just the fact it gives you flexibility? You've got the balancing of running a household, being a mother, the sort of things that men don't step up to the mark for. Does the Fine & Country self-employed model allow you to balance those plates a little bit better?
Very much so, yeah. I wouldn't, had I come across this model 10 years ago, this is what I would have been doing 10 years ago. It very much allows me to do that, yeah.
Well, there are other self-employed models out there. What do you like about the Fine & Country model?
It's the fact that I am my own boss. I do like the fact that they're innovative and they're always growing, coming up with new ideas. So that I think is the big key factor really. And the support from the network. Have regularly Monday Zoom meetings, even though you're self-employed and you're by yourself. You have a constant sort of support network there, which is actually really useful.
And what does the one thing that is particularly special about Fine & Country is its branding. Yeah. Does the brand itself get you business, or do you have to work it to get it?
You do have to work it to get it, and that's what I was just sort of had the little mention in the conference about, is that you do have to work to get it, and it's all in your mindset really. It's not necessarily the brand. I love the brand, don't get me wrong, but it is in your mindset and what you focus on achieving and what you put yourself out there to achieve.
Thank you for your time today. You've been an absolute star.
Thanks.